America the Beautiful. I am Almighty God, custodian of your lands, keeper of the cosmic order, and arbiter over the affairs of men. Hear me, America the Beautiful, for complaints have risen against you in the heavenly courts, and your beauty is diminished in the eyes of the heavenly hosts. America the Beautiful, you have forgotten that I am a jealous God, and I do not favor people who push me aside to worship lesser gods than I. There was a time in your history when school children started the day with a Bible verse, and then with patriotic pride they held their right hands across their hearts and sang of the beauty of America, a song in which they attributed America's greatness and beauty to me, the Almighty and everlasting God, the one who is jealous over you, and who shows favor towards those who acknowledge me. I am tender towards those who invite my everlasting principles into their rules of life. I bless them who understand that the universe was created by my word, so that what is seen was not made out of things that are visible. Where are your holy invocations now? Where is your expressed faith in my cosmic governance and your honor for my eternal laws? Do you now think you made the beauty that is America without me? Some say that I blessed America because it was a Christian nation, but from its inception that has not been so. But what is true is that I called men together who embraced my key divine principles, to frame America upon the pillars of those truths, because in such a land my people could flourish. And then I sent to America peoples from other lands who were flawed yet fit to build a great nation. All men are useful in my hands, saints and sinners alike, and I call them according to my purposes. America was never fully a Christian nation, but it was a nation where Christians could thrive, where the laws of the land were built around a higher law, my law, and that pleased me. Your pioneers and framers feared God, and that was enough to invoke my blessings, because it has been written, "In all your ways acknowledge me, and I will direct your paths." And again it was said by Daniel, "Those who acknowledge him, he shall load with honor. He shall make them rulers over many, and shall divide the land for a price." In America, I did not erect a Christian nation, but I sought to raise up Christian people in that nation. Through your forefathers, I crafted a nation where many believed in me, even though they often chose not to live for me. A nation where the Holy Scriptures were revered, even if not always followed. I sought to be the solid rock upon which the prosperity and progress of America would be built, and where belief in me overshadowed doubt and false gods. It was not to be a nation populated by superior people, but where the people understood the superiority of my rules for human life. Some call it Judeo-Christian values, but I call it the truth. And so many people were drawn to America because it espoused these truths, my values, which emphasize justice, mercy, compassion, human dignity, integrity, love, moral responsibility, and the sanctity of life. Many were enticed by the American promise that all would be free to worship me according to their consciences. So, why do you now seek to persecute my people, America, and belittle those who worship me? Do not forget that I knew your framers, your forefathers and foremothers, before I formed them in the womb, and before they were born, I consecrated them and appointed them to build this nation. They were were not flawless men and women, and their lives often contradicted my principles. But because many acknowledged me, they were useful instruments for me to build a nation where men and women were free from tyrants, sheltered from despots, and safe from the excesses of kings. And so I used flawed men, the way I used King David, a man who committed atrocious sins, but because he meditated upon my law day and night, I placed him to rule over my people Israel. And so your framers, like King David, were useful for my purposes. I used them to build a nation where my gospel, my principles, and my people could flourish. I gave your framers a vision of what could be, and then let that vision take hold and move them to action. John Adams was one of those dreamers, and he wrote,
"Suppose a nation in some distant region should take the Bible for their only law book, and every member should regulate his conduct by the precepts there exhibited. What a utopia!"
He, John Adams, saw it, the power and potential of a nation guided by my truths. Yes, I framed your framers, knitted them together in the womb, and whispered to their spirits of great things. You are right to give me credit for America, and wrong to credit only yourselves. Do not forget my Son, who is the image of me, the invisible God. He is the firstborn of all creation, and by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. Whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Yes, I build worlds, raise up nations, and then cast them down. For I am sovereign, I am creator. I am the source from which all things flow, including nations. Have you forgotten that I am the God who kills and makes alive, who blesses and curses, who gives grace but demands justice? I am he who governs the universe with equity and with love. It is I who bestows lands to a people, and I granted America to a people who once honored me, and through the years it was like a sweet incense to me each morning when your children sang,
"Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain."
Indeed, I gave you waves of grain and fruited plains in such abundance that you created a holiday to thank me for the bounty I provided you in this beautiful, fertile land, cradled between two oceans that guard you like sentries. But now, on your Thanksgiving holidays, you thank yourselves, your intellect, your strength, and your industry for the plenty that fills your horn, your cupboards with sustenance, and spreads meals appealingly across your tables. I did not bless you with this land because your pioneers were so righteous, your ethnicity so pure, nor because your settlers were in any way intellectually or ethnically superior. Many strong and brilliant peoples from many nations have risen and fallen under me, and your measure of mind is in no way peculiar or supreme. You can claim no birthright to my blessings because of your ancestry. I blessed you for none of your prideful imaginings or misguided boasts. I blessed this land because of what you promised to make of it, what you desired to build in it, and for inviting me to help you pursue a better nation where my people could flourish. A nation under me, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A land resistant to monarchical oppression and open to its people worshiping me freely. A land whose laws were informed by universal law, my law, and my appetite for justice, tempered by mercy and guided by love. Was not Moses an example to you? I provided him with counsel and discernment to look for able men from all the people, men who feared God, who were trustworthy and hate bribes, and placed such men over the people as chiefs of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and of tens. But in every American city, state, and federal post, your votes elect men and women who do not fear me, nor believe in my values, who are politicians instead of statesmen, who are not morally sound or skillfully able. You elect those who are self-seekers, who deprive my sheep of pasture and my flocks of grain. They are ruthless, greedy, prideful, cruel, arrogant, and idolatrous. You have forsaken that helpful tradition when your children studiously sang the stanzas of America the Beautiful, and they sang it from shore to shore and schoolhouse to schoolhouse, proclaiming these lyrics.
America. America. God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Grace. My grace. You no longer seek my grace to shine upon you, nor do you credit me for the place of power you possess in the earth. You believe you have done it alone, but you were my plan, not your own. And now the good you seek is only that which is good for your pleasure and profit, but that good I will not crown, nor look upon favorably. And where is the covenant of brotherhood you vowed to plant from sea to shining sea? Do you now think it is better to supplant brotherhood by perpetrating class divides, privileged groups, and special interests? Is your idea of brotherhood confined only to those who look alike, talk alike, and think alike? Why, amidst your proclamations of brotherhood, are so many lives being trampled under the feet of profit-takers and instigators who pit countrymen against one another in racial hatred, imperialistic schemes, and economic privilege? Is this the brotherhood of which you once taught your children to sing? Have you forgotten these proclamations from one of your great leaders?
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Have you ceased to believe in the veracity of these words, and in me, upon whom these words were based? How can a nation thrive when it wars against itself, merchandises in hate, and exploits its people, and in that, how can it expect my grace to shine upon thee? Your rebellion against me has spawned violence among your people. You blame guns for the rising murders in your land, but the powder that propels the bullets is a corrupted national morality, a morality that produces bankrupt souls who wander the streets, filling their emptiness with the blood of the innocent and treasures stolen from honest laborers. If you would only let philia rule your values instead of avarice, then your murderous hatreds would be abated, and thievery be checked. But now you are a nation ideologically divided. Neighbors become strangers. A disintegrated republic of special interests with little bent toward the common good, and dwindling interest in the welfare of countrymen. Have you forgotten your pledge to your country and to each other, your pledge to me? You covenanted.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One nation under God, you said, but now you reject me and do not accept that your nation is under me. Indivisible? You could not be more divided in your politics, your economics, or your families. Now, liberty and justice are reserved for the privileged, the wealthy and powerful. Your justice is for sale to the highest bidder, and liberty only available to those with enough riches and influence to negotiate it. America. My beautiful America, how wonderfully your voices once rang out in homes, assemblies, and events singing that inspired song, America the Beautiful, and its compelling lyrics.
America, America, God mend thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law.
I grieve over you, America, the once beautiful, because when I seek to mend your every flaw, I am prevented by your elevated view of yourselves, your misguided philosophies, stubborn wills, and your eyes blinded to truth. I am truth, yet you seek it elsewhere. I am the way, the truth, and the life, yet you follow other ways. I give life, but you choose death, for the wages of sin is death. You think your philosophers, psychologists, and social scientists wiser than the ancient words I left you in Scripture. I cannot help you when my help is hindered by the belief that your human feelings are dependable guides to a life that flourishes. Such a belief gratifies the flesh for only a moment, but then opens the floodgates to hellish tortures of mind and body. Human life cannot flourish apart from harmony with my intelligent design for it. I cannot mend thine every flaw when I've been evicted from your hearts, your schools, the ethos of your governments, and even some churches. And your educated elite, from university to university, have declared me dead, so you no longer seek me. My spirit has been supplanted by counterfeit spirits that appeal to your self-worship. Did you not learn from Eden that lying spirits seek to subvert your good and lead you to self-destruction? My spirit ushers in self-control, but the counterfeit spirits rising to rule America's culture usher in anarchy, unbridled passions, and unbounded greed. These wicked sprites promote undisciplined children who become dangerously willful adults. They motivate people to the unrestrained pursuit of immediate pleasures that end in irreconcilable pain, hateful discourse, despoiled transient marriages, and a diminished potential to thrive as humans and a nation. These spirits are not your friends, America. They are your spoilers. They are not your saviors. They are your wardens. In America, the family, this holy institution of my design, is being hijacked by lying spirits. Why? Because the family reflects my splendor, purpose, and love in the earth, and that shining beacon of my glory, devils cannot abide. A moral nation is built upon moral families, so given the importance of families to me, could you not have anticipated families would be attacked by nefarious spiritual intelligences? Why were you not ready to resist them? Defend yourselves and remain faithful to me. The pernicious spirit of rebellion seeks liberty in lawlessness. Power in destruction, happiness in perversion, joy in pride, security in wealth, control through cruelty, and purpose through domination. Do you prefer these spirits over mine? These are not from heaven, and with these you cannot thrive as a nation or a person. The corrosive values of these vile spirits rise from the smoky pit of hell to destroy the beauty I designed for the human experience. They act fiendishly to diminish my hold upon human hearts. Many of America's business and governmental leaders don't want freedom and liberty for all the people. They fear it and seek to throttle it, lest the people's liberties become impediments to their lofty aspirations for power, control, dominance, and unlimited growth in wealth. As self-made gods, these usurpers seek worshippers, not fellow Americans. Servants, not countrymen. And sheeple, not strong people. And they minimize, persecute, and stifle those who lead according to my principles. America, your children seldom sing these praises anymore, and the sentiment of the lyrics matters not to many adults, even when they hear them sung by their entertainers, when these ear-pleasers sing.
America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine.
The counterfeit spirits that are rising to rule American culture cannot produce noble success. Noble success is achieved by honorable methods, moral uprightness, honest scales, decency, excellence, and integrity. But in America, I've watched too many rise to wealth through human exploitation, legal manipulations, extortion, broken promises, false claims, lawlessness, cruelty, trickery, theft, and murder. The gold they store is unrefined and did not issue from my hand, and their gains are not divine because they are not of me, they offend me. Many early settlers invoked my name in civil discourse, political assemblies, and legislative bodies, but I am no longer welcome among your civic and national leaders or societal guardians. I no longer matter in boardrooms. I no longer influence product design or price. Balance scales no longer influence commerce. I hold no sway over your false marketing and advertising claims. My spirit is barred from discussions of ownership rights. My ethos moves none to ensure drug and food safety. I am pushed aside whenever my ways and my thoughts hinder business, personal and political strategies to accumulate illegitimate gain and exorbitant profits at the expense of the people's health, wealth, and well-being. Lies have become your second language, America. Product labels lie to fool consumers. Politicians lie to get votes. Preachers lie about me to make congregants comfortable, in order to grow their rosters and to increase their personal wealth. Scientists, professors, and teachers present unproven theories as irrefutable truth. Astronomers claim I did not create the universe. Philosophers lie about how to discern truth. Judiciaries lie about their blind justice. Lawyers lie to win, with little to no regard for the truth. News media tell lies to sell their publications. Physicians prescribe unnecessary therapies and surgeries to increase their earnings. Marriage counselors lie about what makes a happy marriage, and some even prescribe affairs and polyamory as beneficial. Mental health professionals prescribe psychotropic drugs unnecessarily. Social scientists lie about the appropriate roles of men, women, and children in the family and society. Clergy lie about my approval of same-sex marriage. Psychologists lie about identity and personhood. Universities lie about my death and my existence. Therapists lie to convince the populace that promiscuity is beneficial. Social workers lie about the benefits of premarital cohabitation. Movies lie about the normalcy of same-sex attraction. Your history books, internet, television, newscasts, and textbooks are laced with lies because the truth interferes with your wicked agendas. Lies have become your second language, America, because it is the first language of the evil spirits that have taken over the group mind of the nation. You invite unholy spirits to dwell in my temple. You are my temple, and you have become defiled spaces where I find no hospitality and experience no comfort. I am loath of the atmosphere and repulsed by the foulness I encounter in your hearts. These unholy spirits that you welcome into my temple make sport of you, instigating you to defile your holy spaces and temple chambers with sins equal to your misguided imaginations, creative perversions, and wicked prerogatives. And in so doing, they fuel your journey deeper and deeper into depravity. Crowded from your consciousness because your minds are not sober, rendered so by every conceivable inebriating substance and practice. America, you have reduced me, angels and demons, to fairy tales, and in so doing become vulnerable to demonic manipulations. Your eyes cannot see these evil spirits when they approach, but I and my heavenly hosts see clearly when they bivouac outside your homes, group in your TV rooms, maneuver inside your kitchens, and hover inside your bedrooms. They probe and wait for you to give them permission to do business with you so that they may ruin America by ruining you. But I am able to guard you if only you would trust in me, for their maneuvers are not secreted from me. But you Americans trust your own strength, and so the decline has begun. There was a time when men tipped their hats to women and took them off in church as a sign of respect, but honor and respect have been burned at the stake. Instead of gestures of respect, society has embraced gestures of fierce disregard for all that is decent and holy. Instead of embracing the dignity of every individual, America encourages the usury of others to satisfy selfish desires. My churches are filled with men who lust for power and women who are possessed by the spirit of exhibitionism. Modesty is crucified every Sunday and flogged every day of the week by those who call themselves my sons and daughters. And you ruin your children with your sentimental human definition of parental love, a love that neither rebukes nor limits. Know you not that in truth open rebuke is better than hidden love, that the wounds of a friend are faithful and helpful, but an enemy kisses profusely.